Malcolm nama den video jak psychology unit 1 la lesson 18 bana queen research method in psychology kita dong akon ngwa go gor kede re psychology ka kendam tane definition of terms ki lot ngwa ni tane kon git before getting into research method, it is important to start with discussion of scientific method. Why ngoda kan kono kata ngai ke goro de kon lot scientific method ke de kon ngai. At the beginning of this chapter, we say that psychology is scientific study of behavior and mental process. Wa ga two chapter kana mana chikon la do psychology ita gorga melat chiangran ki lade letting yadran ke kwe scientific study kwe use ki kwe ngwa analyze. This means in psychology researchers want to see only what is there, not their basis might want them to see. Why no man no psychology ka psychology researcher kini de gor ngwak gor kanu de kane ne metten ti ma gor kanu de gorten ti tam ti ma goro we research be gor me chune ti be gor me char ko widu ki ma goro dine be gor me chune kelo. Researchers do this by using a scientific method, a system of reducing biases or errors in measurement of data. While researcher kini de gorngwak gorngwana la kana gorka scientific method ki ta dong deran error deran ge yat pinge ki ta dong deran base deran yat pinge bana mun gideo. Hence, before discussing these types of research method, we try to see the following terms. Many of scientific method, a process of testing ideas through scientific observation and experimentation and statistical analysis. Many scientific method, ta dong de kon char de kon katam gada, char de kon katam ka gwedian ka gwengwana ki experimentation ki ka statistical analysis ki ke ngwak dial ti kon ko gor ta de kon char de kon tam gada scientific method ta de kon char tam gada la char ti kon ganen ki te cha gor ta dong de kon go tam gada. Theory is an integrated set of principles, observed facts that is intended to describe or explain some aspect of experience. What theory mana ke char ti chamat ki ke principle ti chamat ko kor ko me cha dor me cha observe ko ke ndam la ko na ko ke no dor ba ko observe yo ko kor ko mi chu kon dor chu kon tam yo ki chu kon experiment la tim chu ala theory mala lat ke ki me chi jego no ko me chi nen bi gwar be la theory mana no da ne no da ne me chu ge do na ki me chu observe na ki ma goro di ngada no ko kor ko mi chi tam ke lo la chi tam la cho to ke lo bi theory bi re la ka ki be beta de me chinen bi re la ka la bi gwar be de lo theory. Hypothesis is a tentative proposition about the relationship between two or more variables or phenomena. La hypothesis is one ke tar ma dong chwa educated guess ki ta dong no bilar ina mani betena la michinen ngore kini ne tam bilar dio de betena na de load hypothesis de ita dong di lar male have high self confidence in making decision than female la ke decision making wa di lar wuna ikala te confidence longa menon la na a char to bene ngod kini ne tem du no char kon to ne jallo the hypothesis. A major type of research or research did Although all psychologists pursue the same scientific method, there is, however, different diversity in what psychologists do to achieve different objectives and goals. Wachang nama ku psychologist ne gur kan mo ka dobe kelo wa dunu gwel ka dubte jekan mo ka ki ke golu ki ande jal ka gwel ka. Hence there are three major types of research methods. Wa ta dong de ngo gor ka wa ti da ka diok man yam descriptive, rather correlational, the experimental research method. La panagaman gui kalkalbe. Descriptive research. In this type of research, the researcher simply record what he or she has systemically observed. La research so descriptive man la ram chuwa la we ngok we gor wa ba gwar teacher nen kan ba gwar pinyan. Descriptive research method include naturalistic observation, case studies, and surveys. What descriptive research take a duk dan doctor daylight kade man naturalistic observation, rather case studies, the audience service. Naturalistic observation is a descriptive research method in which subjects are observed in their natural environment to get a real, not artificial picture of behavior occurs. While naturalistic observation man ta dong de kon to gor kon ki research let kon de kon all lat de kon ko at dorten cheta mu gejeni chiang lein bo no go at lein ten la bi gi ko wang bi gi bo la bo gwar me chu gi ko wang den bulat tenon. Wa limitations of naturalistic observer wa limitation ki disadvantage ni yang naturalistic ne dena men yam wa observer effect yeta la effect di le la den yeta mi chuo la wote late we animals or people who now they are being watched may behave artificially. Yeta mate late we good mi jikana ngajo we jika chicken de chieng chi andian la kami chicken chieng chi andian when mareja to go gor chi we rather observer bias. The researcher may not observe systemically, or he or she may observe behaviors he wants to observe and ignores others. Rather, mutual observers bias. Ki dwara la di la jin jiram goro budor gwich. Yeta dong di goro bugin jitangwan chika bugwich. Why taton ke limitation ki disadvantage ni tung naturalist observation. Rather, kaduk dong de kon descriptive research lel kada mutual case study. Case study is descriptive technique in which an individual is studied in a great detail. La case study man dob kel ka descriptive study dumno ka case study man bi individual ki kel karwale bijide bi gujalo la kel bijide bi gujalo kel goro di gujalo jide bi gujalo. Its advantage is that it provides tremendous amount of data about a single case or individual. Wama gwaten o dong bi to guru ki marejan to wanalo bi gejek ke kele chutam ki kame chutam. The disadvantage of case study is that researchers cannot apply the results of other similar people, which means the researcher find in one case cannot necessarily apply to generalize to other. La wa media ka case study. O me chigui ka kel. Yeta me te ne ro to do. La me chigui karam kel. Chide way maram man ba dong bete ta man. Why then disadvantage and mutual case study. La audience guamana the mutual survey is a descriptive research method used to collect data from a very large group of people. Survey mana ta dong de kon nga ngai ke du no mere jan de gor kon ka ne du wan lo la gor kon de ka ne du wan lo chu mutual case study gi kon ram kel la ram kel bar wale den gi kon chu survey mana magor kon maraja kane dum wan lo. It is useful to get information on a private covert behavior, and it addresses hundreds of people with the same question at the same time. Its disadvantage is that it needs a careful selection of representative sample of actual population. Ko big kon need one along. Chiran need ya chiran go bugit. Bugin ta Nath. Yeta miti need to keep to good. The guru be behavior and being much. Wa be tin ta Nath, be tin need ya. Committee jagon ka ta Nath. Be go be michi jagon maraja chi jakata Nath. La be information to ku queen India alton. Wa me jekten wa goro na bikalinyugo cheta dong di net la chi pur ki net dong tel mo goro bigati ke net te dar goro bigati ke net rang long goro bigati chabu goro biti ne net rang karodi te information to talk che to bi la goro bran na kwanyugo ka survey mon ku che tin ne dia te janata na chu case study man te ran tie de la with a single case. Research order, which are correlational research, is a research method that measures the relationship between two or more variables. La research method man ita research man mugin rom wan daro la gidin rom wan daro miti ro to goro gidin rom dien la relationship dien maromga. A variable is anything that can change or vary. A variable wide or mother or a girl. Scores on a test, temperature in a room, gender, and so on. Or mother or a girl. For example, a researcher might be curious to know whether or not cigarette smoking is connected to life expectancy. Jeta researcher goro da ngaji matapka keno dong da ran jain teke da relation di anda goro da ngaji ki da marom ga da ngaji and matapka kena ta dong da ran jain ga de mon. Though correlation tells researchers if there is a relationship between variables, how strong the relation is, and in what direction the relation goes, it doesn't prove causation, or which means it does not show the cause and effect. Correlation man anu gide rom wan do know why che nyu de no in a manner even no example by konen wa che nyu de o eno michran ma de sigara ichran be jengetik wa iche gide man cha cause effect relationship che gide. Then what example dong if there is a relationship between smoking and lung cancer, it doesn't mean that smoking causes lung cancer. La ka correlational research which I video matap ka kana lung cancer Etike kerom. Itelo no matab ka no lung cancer. Plan manichi lat correlational research. To know a lot of experimental research. The audience research, then experimental research. It is a research method that allows researchers to study cause and effect relationship between two variables. Wa experimental research man, a research method kita dong di dor jakade. Mugwine rumwane law. Mugwine relation dien. Mugwine rumwane law dong kel dama dong no. Kita mat sigara ke dong da ran jaga jauh ciran bidang bi mo la gwine rum dor eno kel dong da ma dong da no. In experimental research, a carefully regulated procedure in which one or more factors believed to influence the behavior being studied are manipulated or other factors are held constant. Kajan experimental research man la tigui ke dong durum wai ka la gui ka ki ba ka gar ki te kong te dong cha gui durum ba ka ja to ken constant bana gui ke example to ader ka dana. The independent variable is manipulated, influenced, and experimental factor. But mutually independent variable. Independent variable man, a no qual a ger, magerga. Bana quick example to aderton. Independent variable, lodana magerga. The dependent variable is a factor or behavior that is measured in an experiment. Dependent variable, lodana chianga cha jek experiment. Chianga cha jek. It can change as independent variable is manipulated. Watch young manudar or a gear, which are independent variable cha gear. Tatan a quick example, then Baclo or do no. A researcher may need to know whether or not class size has effects on student performance and hypothesis. As do students in small class size have better academic performance than student in large class? Jeta cha woti shirkel da goro muk peklad da bom student reklad dong da affect. Jeta da tiejen woy need to take a clad the tot la need kwe di clad dong de bom di clad dong de bom kan ka need man di clad la ka tiejen man mutual class size na then actually independent variable. Ko ma gui kono gwa mana ma gero dan da o it's clad kwa ki clad did la ma gero da actually independent variable ki la ma gero da ke example mana jeta ma gero da no be clad kwa ki be clad did la mana actually independent variable la something which is manipulated. Student performance kama gui kono mo kono le gui dan gui kono ta dong de student no bom ge declared la ta dong de bom ge declared la mo ni chale dependent variable la mo kwala tam point then student performance. Experiments also have randomly assigned experimental groups and control group. An experimental group is a group whose experience is manipulated. Mutual experimental group can control group. Wa experimental group can need kwa nyinken kwa gala ger. Yeta no kono dong need to clear the tot dong de ka gwar de kan ngatalo can it clear the dit la gwamena need to clear the tot can actually experimental group ki can need kwa la ger ko ger de clear the tot chakul nanga clear the dit. A control group is a comparison that is treated in every way like experimental group except for a manipulated factor class size. The control group serves as a baseline against which effect of manipulated condition can be compared. Wa control group man ama park experimental group kid. Ita experimental group ma kwala gera ni a small size ki eno jana kwa je chu control group ujna control group la ma kwala gera ene gera kano small size waka ka big size class la control group ma park door ki then big class size ki large class size. Although experimental research is useful to discover cause of behaviors, such research must be done cautiously because expectation and bias on the part of researcher and participant can affect the result. Our experimental research man ki manyodo e kele da ma dong no wa goro ba gide go no to ten goro de kon kablo actually independent variable law ma kwala ger ke dependent variable law ma kwala gin point ke actually experimental group ki meteten ke nyam chi ka example pa wa en gui kono ta dong de ne te clear the thought de bom ke long ni te clear dit la ne te clear thought ken actually experimental group ko la control group ma kwa dor la par ke na par kan clear the thought kan clear dit clear the thought kwa la par de kan clear dit so control group den clear dit amana la mala be ko han goro bia kwen ba nogo don kana la do kwa ja a step of scientific research la to de kon ko go ko de kon scientific research lat manyam wa mutually defining the problem wala noticing something attention catching in the surrounding for which one would like to have an explanation. La noticing the problem and bedor binen la maguro bigidan re environment be konen kenyam. For example, you may notice that children seems to get a little more aggressive with each other after watching particularly violent children cartoon videos. Wadi neno di gad di kanela di gad di ga gudela la kana ngenya ko kor kami chike film ne ki video ni nying pim ga ko kor kami kan gud la di gudela la gad la karo de le la ngenge no. You wonder if the violence in the cartoon movie would be creating aggressive behavior on children. Bicharo dong film pim ko mala kana gudani gad dong hiden la ka le la ni ke jan ki ne bia ke wa bi gudela biti karad. Hence, you may raise a research problem focusing on the effect of aggressive videos on children behavior. Kajan woman be research bichu kan be research problem bichu kan ko dong de video ni ning pim de ga de kan kale la ni ti bi haketalo wa bi char bi kan la bi woman ti problem ti nen ki tmi ti nen ga surrounding rather formulating the hypothesis. After having the observation surrounding perceiving the problem, you might form an educated guess about the explanation for your observation, putting it into the form of statement that can be tested in some way. Why ka gwamen bicharu bitop la charam chugar bitop kamechineno la dong di we eno chigad quick cartoon ning pim ka ijen jakja o bukana ne it bia kejan la bicharu bitop yete gwamen jaw for our example of you might formulate a hypothesis. Children which watch violent cartoon will become more aggressive than those who watch non-violent cartoon. Then our bicharo bitop buoy ga to quit film in pimga la karodi le la ngeng ke long ka ga to che ki film in pimga la bicharo bitop la chari bitop go men jen bukulo tamang step the audience go testing a hypothesis la chari bitop beat them. At this step, the researcher employs appropriate research method, collects ample data, information to accept or reject the proposed statement. Then step be research method because use teach kon go genen actually description ki naturalistic mundo kon what ton because let law be marajanu buko gor. For example, in the above example, the data will gathered from children who watch aggressive videos and from those who do not watch aggressive videos. Make comparison between the behaviors of two to determine whether watching aggressive videos makes children more aggressive. Waka gorko vehicula ngaden oye ne to gwe film ni pimka lelga la nying to gwe film ni pimka lel karodi la keke long goro bi marajane ki betiek bi nying te la bi ke film ni pimga bi ke tie ke bi ke gwe ke bi nying de che bi ke film ni pimga bi ke tie ke bi ke gwe yo tie ni ti jek to yo bi ke par yo ko kor par de yo bi chu ngajan wo yo na mani den te ne ngwan drawing conclusion. This is the step in which the researchers attempt to make generalization or draw implication from a tested relationship. Draw a conclusion man kati chijek la ko chi nying to la gwi ke film ni pimga chi ke gwi ke chi chani ingat ke chi nying tin cha gwi ke film ke chi ke gwi ke chi chani ingat wa conclusion be draw la bidor bi go dong nying to la gwi ke film la karodi la cake ki go dong chi jego no ke research chilat the idea go report result. At this point, researcher would want to write up exactly what she did, why she did, what she found. Alaka reporting result man the jiram ku research la ki ram gor ngaga bu ngag dial be gor bi gor mechi jek mechilat kana eno yu ngulati ke don kana mechi jek totono kan dial be gor so that others can learn from what she or she already accomplished or failed to accomplish. Kuno bene de kom be kana ngajan mechilat kana me donkin lat angoda kan kon video man to go to example we call like experimental group tala jeni la mala be ko on ta tan example mala do ka summary go psychologist is interested in exploring the effects of tutorial support on students' academic performance. La psychologist te goro be ngaden wo be tomningika be goro be ngaden wo tomningika kana ta bum student je class je goro be berom dien be ngat and assign students into two groups. What the student jaga da group dar student in group 1 gets the tutorial support and those in group 2 do not. Student jaga da kare the student to the group 1 jaga da bago mo ke tutorial ki baga ngide kan student to the group road jaga bangis tawo gwa mane independent behavior la man yam goro ko dependent behavior lo na matam ka Jeta tam kono gwaman. Chao psychology is interested in exploring the effects of tutorial support on a student academic performance. Tam kono academic performance ki bom na. So dependent variable by jan bom na mana ki me qualitam. Independent variable lo do me gerga. La ger kono nguta. Jeta ne Chao students in one group get a tutorial support and those in other do not get. La me ger kono tutorial otana chikon komo otana kan kon komo. So independent variable by tutorial support ki logatop kono. Control group gwaman cha kon jogu Nta kon jogu gui kono need kwa moit ke tutorial support. Kwa gui kono need kwa moit ke tutorial support ki need you happen. So experimental group gwaman lo da need student to lock ke tutorial support. Quella control group ki need kwa nala park can student te chalo ke tutorial support dia dong to lo idun ma du no yen goro bia example to wan bia gal kine ma la gwe YouTube video no na me den tog lesson 5 ke den tog unit ka psychology chalo da te long ko chale. I hope temi sia de ka video nó đàn tí dia dia là cái psychology mình chalo da te thank you.